You guys to find your seat again. Come right up front. I know you won't come up front when I'm preaching, but right now I won't be. We're going to give Shannon just a minute to get a new live stream going. We've got a new live stream going. There are folks maybe online watching us. All right. So we have 3 presentations. They're all pretty brief. And then at the end, I will walk you through how to use your devices to vote. We want everybody's vote. So I think we're close. Sarah, can you hear me out there? I don't think she can. Yeah. We have lots of friends here in the church who will help you on their device. All right. Sarah's walking back in. So, Anne is going to, Randy is going, and Randy are going to lead our first presentation. Take it away.
I'll get the thank yous in while Sarah's setting up. I want to thank Dennis Arp for the pictures you will see of the live oaks. I want to thank the ukulele choir for working together, and Jessica for working together and writing the lyrics. And in no way, the people helping us, I don't know how they're voting, and I didn't ask how they're voting. They're just willing to share their talents, so. Is there anybody else? Oh, and you will also see some logos that Randy and my daughter, Carlin, kind of played around with.
Almost there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Same thing.
Deep breath.
All right, we're still breathing.
Oh.
The finals. It's like March Madness.
All right, here we go.
All right. Well, let me start off with change. It's not my favorite thing. But I know it's also the right thing for us. It means new possibilities and creating a new legacy together. So, looking ahead as to what this new church could be, a few of us got together and started coming up with some ideas as to what kind of name would speak to who we are, reflecting our roots and at the same time refreshing our message. That's when we hit upon Live Oak. And we'd like to explain to you why we think it's the right name for our new church. Ann?
The live oak is an evergreen oak tree native to California. We have 3 planted and well established in our garden, and this morning we were serendipitously gifted with 2 small ones that Wendy has started from acorns from the Hirsch Walk in Fullerton. Herschel's? Hilchard. See her about that name. The garden also gifted us with decorations for the prayer altar today. Trees are also prominent in our sanctuary already, in our stained glass windows and our sanctuary banners. A few years after we planted our native garden, we had a contest to rename the rooms in Fellowship Hall. from nursery, room A, room B, Harlow Lounge. Well, the contest winners were California native trees: manzanita, sequoia, Joshua tree, bristlecone pine, and redbud. We are still struggling to remember those names. I haven't heard Manzanita Room being referred to as the Harlow Lounge for a while, so I think we're making progress. Whatever name is chosen today, it will be an adjustment. The symbolism of the oak tree is consistent with the values of our church, closely connected with the earth with deep roots in a sheltering canopy. The oak tree has been perceived sacred by many cultures throughout history and often portrayed as the tree of life in art. And we have one here. It's also special for our Celtic friends, our Irish Celtic friends today too. Oak trees used to be common in California and provided shelter and nourishment to the indigenous people. The oak tree symbolizes wisdom, courage, stability, and endurance. As with the firs and pines, the evergreen oak is a reminder of nature's cycle of rebirth, life, and hope. The live oak is resilient, enduring tree, reminding us of the Fullerton's history, a symbol of not just surviving, but thriving through adversity and change. Some of you have probably felt uprooted, but it is our hope, both in our hearts and actual today, to grow deeper roots together. Now Randy will present some of the logo ideas, and we will end with a song.
Thanks. Just so you know, the name Live Oak's free of trademarks and domain names, and there's no restriction for our use of it. Maybe like me, some of you are visual. So here's some graphic ideas to show the Live Oak name. When the final name is chosen, the combined churches have contracted a professional designer who will be creating our new website and assist us with the right image. So the final logo could be very different than what you see here. So the first iteration is using the leaves and the acorn of the coastal live oak, which we have out there in the garden. And obviously chose a green color, reminding us of our green justice effort, and green being, the symbol of life. Also, the acorn shows the possibilities of the future, new growth, and as Anna alluded to, sustenance. The next slide, the live oak spreading tree indicates how the mighty oak, it's spreading, it's thriving, it's over everything else. And then the third one, the rooted tree, shows deep connections, a strong foundation, and a common history. And they're just ideas, they're just thoughts. It could be a whole lot different. We're not voting on logos today, so we're just showing some visual possibilities. And with that, bring forth the ukulele choir.
Thank you. It is not easy to get up here. I mean, Sarah and I and Mike, we do it all the time, but if you're not used to being up here, it's not easy. Our next presenter is Celissa with North Orange County.
And I actually need a volunteer. It doesn't mean they're voting for it. I just need a volunteer. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, good morning, everyone. Or is it still morning? Is it noon? So for those of you who don't know me or we haven't spoken or met, I am Celissa Uriarte Smith. I am with the Congregational Church of Fullerton, but now I feel like I'm with all of you. So it is a privilege to be up here to be able to present. I don't consider myself a creative person, so I enlisted some help to start off my presentation. And so I'd love for you all to get out our traditional hymnal and go to hymn number 570. 570. And I'm going to let the people who I believe are so wonderfully creative support me with this presentation this morning. This is what support looks like. So I am going to hand it over to them, and we're going to sing verse 1 of We Shall Overcome. So once again, hymn number 570. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Thank you. Okay, so now on to why this is important to me. So for those of you that don't know, I grew up in Fullerton. I had the privilege of growing up in a town that supported me in so many different ways. And so for me, what inspired me with this, what may seem really simple, North Orange County, what may seem really boring and simple and to the point is that it's something that people can automatically know who we are. We take the guesswork of who we are as a church. We take that guesswork out, which is so important, especially for people who are trying to find their way. Maybe they don't know they're trying to find their way, and they see that we're a congregational church. And it says something to them. It speaks to them, knowing that we are open and affirming, that we embrace values of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And so I knew I was up to something when I saw it on the survey. I think it was 4 times, some different versions of it. So I knew that like maybe my simplicity may work. So here we go. First of all, it combines both churches in a comprehensive way, since we both come from the north side of the county. We can all feel represented by this name, which is important. And you know what kind of Christian church we are. Let's leave out the guesswork for people. It's challenging enough to get people in the door here on Sunday. So let's be really clear about our theology, our affirmation, and our inclusive values that we all hold so dearly. Let's leave no doubt in people's minds on who we are. It's something that we're proud of, right? I know I'm proud of it, and I wear it like a badge of honor. Because doing that lets people walk in here feeling a sense of comfort. I mean, have we ever all walked into a church not knowing what the theology may be and being uncomfortable? So part of our goal is to make people comfortable before they walk in. The name is simple, but that's the beauty of it. It leaves no doubt that we are not an evangelical church or a non-denominational church. Let's leave no doubt in people's minds or consciousness, even as they're driving by. Being clear on who we are and how we worship through acts of justice and action is one of the main reasons why people seek us out. You will know who we are when you drive by this church, not just by the pride flag, which we know often gets taken down. You know, this served us quite well in Fullerton for many years. And remember, marketing does matter, not just to us, but to our wider community. So, building upon both Brea and Fullerton's stellar and existing reputations is critical for this wider transition. We certainly all want to continue to impact Orange County and beyond, because our impact means something. You know, even if it's 10 people showing up and they know that we are together, that we are this organism that supports moving this county forward. As a kid growing up here, it was hard to be a Mexican. Racism is hard. So let's be that beacon of light for folks to feel that welcomeness, to feel that comfort, to feel that automatic, like, hey, I belong there. So let's be that progressive light, that light of Christ that found me in Fullerton. I mean, some people know this. I live in Long Beach. All my family is in Orange County. But I chose to stay here in Orange County for church for all kinds of reasons, because it's important that I use my voice in this really specific way to impact the people here. So let's really continue on this pathway together to make it simple, to make it a wayfinding thing, as we say in placemaking and city government. Let's make it easy for folks. So that's what I've got, and I'd appreciate your vote. Oh, one more comment. So Liz Sanders wanted to be here this morning. She could not. We were going to present together, but she had a prior commitment. So.
All right, we have one last presentation from Aiden on Evergreen.
If there's ever a day to present on Evergreen, it's certainly St. Patrick's Day. Let me turn this a little bit. Better. Evergreens symbolize resiliency and steadfastness. They are important to the Christian tradition, and they are also it is also a nod to our live oaks, which are evergreens, on our church property. With our church commitment to being a creation justice congregation, this name embodies who we are in regards to creation care, but it is also deeply symbolic to the ways that our community can stand evergreen in a changing world, offering hope and renewal to all. God is both always changing and ever present, just like an evergreen. For the past 5,000 years, in cultures all around the world, evergreens have been used in rituals and worship as symbols of life, rebirth, and the return of spring. In many cultures, the evergreen tree is a symbol of the winter solstice, and its presence is believed to bring hope and renewal to the darkest time of the year. Ancient Celtic Druids believed that the evergreen was sacred and represented everlasting life because it did not shed its leaves as the deciduous trees did. In ancient Rome, homes and temples were filled with evergreen boughs during the winter solstice to celebrate new growth and fruitfulness, whereas the Vikings put wreaths over their doors and brought whole evergreen trees into their homes in order to protect themselves against evil. It is a widely held belief that Martin Luther, the very same who penned the 95 Theses, first added lighted candles to a tree. The story goes that while walking towards his home one winter evening, composing a sermon no less, he was awed by the brilliance of stars twinkling amidst the evergreens. To recapture the scene for his family, he brought in a tree to the main room and wired its branches with lighted candles. Along with this name, on a more practical application front, we can use something similar to what has been presented here with these mock-ups of a potential logo idea may look like as a tagline. Here I have come up with ever hopeful, ever loving, ever growing. But it would be a place to show our commitments to the community in a short and catchy way. I would also like to note that the music in the presentation is an instrumental version of the song Evergreen by Barbra Streisand, and that was recommended to me by Rose and Tammy, so thank you. As this name has such a rich and long-lived history, much like our two churches, I believe that Evergreen will help lead our new combined family into a future with a thriving evergreen community marked by love, hope, new growth, and resiliency in the face of an ever-changing world. Thank you.
Thank you all. We very strategically did not tell people who were submitting names that they had to do a presentation if they were chosen. That was sprung on them, and I so appreciate you all for playing along and participating. Now is the time to get your phone and lock in your vote. It's like a game show here. Okay, so it's a QR code. If you know what to do with that, just you go ahead and do it, okay? If you don't know, you're gonna open the camera on your phone as soon as... Oh no! Barbra Streisand got us. There are instructions forthcoming. The voting is going to last through Wednesday, only through Wednesday. We wanted folks who weren't here to have a chance to vote, but it's not going to be weeks like we've done on the last couple polls. So I'll explain the poll to you. It's very simple, but we are doing ranked choice voting, which is actually not that complex with 3 choices, which is really good because I will be tabulating, and math is not my thing. But you're going to have the 3 names listed on one side, and then first, second, third, and you are required to pick 1 for first, and 1 for second, and 1 for third. You cannot submit your vote until you have done that. You can't rank 2 as first. It won't let you. And we ask for your name just so that we trust you guys, but you're only allowed to vote once, okay? That's why your name is required. If I see 2 votes come in from you, I will be checking. So you can start pulling up your camera. Oh no. Okay, while we have technical difficulties, do you want to go ahead, Sharon? We have one more piece here for you this morning. And if you're running out of time, we will email you the poll this afternoon. Yes, you can go home and do it. Just don't forget. We'll send a link with the email. Yeah. Yeah. Got one more piece, so stay put.
When you're a preacher's kid, they call you a PK. When you're a preacher's kid and both your parents are ministers, you're a PK squared. Here I am. As a UCC PK squared, I've been asked to do a brief history. And I did not bring nearly enough copies. We're trying to get 1 per pew here. You don't really need a copy. It's a 5-question true-false quiz. And I will read the question, so you don't really have to have it. True or false? Number one, the United Church of Christ, which is a united and uniting church, began in 1957 when 4 groups joined together. The 4 groups were Congregational churches, which had Puritan New England roots, Christian churches, which were American frontier beginnings, Evangelical churches, which was a German-American church of the frontier Mississippi Valley, and the Reformed churches, with roots in Pennsylvania in the early 18th century. True, it's those 4 groups. Barbara and I discovered at the church council meeting last week that we both are in congregational churches with Puritan New England roots for many generations in both of our families. Some of you may have roots in some of the others. Number 2, today, all congregational churches are part of the United Church of Christ. False. When the UCC was formed, individual churches had choices, whether to join the UCC or to stay separate. And some congregational churches chose to stay separate. They have a National Association of Congregational Christian Churches. They have a magazine called The Congregationalist. And the closest congregational church to us is, I believe, in Anaheim. So we have one right here in Orange County. Number 3, the UCC issued a formal apology in 2023 for the lack of acknowledgement of the contribution of the Afro-Christian Convention, which was composed of 150 churches and 25,000 members in North Carolina and Virginia when the UCC was formed in 1957. I just learned this, and it is true that the Afro-Christian Convention was part of joining the United Church of Christ, but they were subsumed under the Congregationalist back in 1957. So the UCC has issued a formal apology and has acknowledged the contribution of that group in forming the UCC. Number 4, potential visitors seeing a sign out front might do some research before attending one of our church services. If you put Congregational Church in the computer search engine, it will take you to the United Church of Christ page. False. It takes you to the National Association of Congregational Christian Churches, that one in Anaheim, and similar ones to that. So I think that's important for us to know. If somebody's kind of trying to look up congregational, they might not get led to the UCC. Number 5, local churches in the UCC can self-govern rather than follow a hierarchical polity if they designate themselves as congregational churches. You don't have to designate yourself as a congregational church. Everybody in the UCC is self-governing, which is one of the wonderful things about the UCC. So have we figured out where the QR code is yet?
I'm just gonna go for a little trip, and maybe Ron or Jessica or someone can play some music, and we can get it going.
All right. Us having technical difficulties is going to make it a little more challenging for you. You are welcome to go home and vote. I'm going to almost promise, I think that we will stay and email it out to you before we leave for home today. Yes, we will email it to you, the link, if you need to go. Otherwise, get your phone out, get the camera pulled up so that when Sarah comes by, you point it at that square, and it's going to pop up that you can click on a link, okay? And Michael's got it too here, so when you click on that link, it should take you straight to the survey. You can do the survey. Hopefully it doesn't take you very long to decide. You can turn to your neighbor, and then you can let your neighbor do the survey on your phone too. Jessica can airdrop it to your iPhone, the QR code or the link? Oh, okay. So we're inviting folks who, definitely members, associates if you're Fullerton, folks who attend regularly, active participants, that's how we defined it. Oh no, per person. Active people in this church, 1 per person. We don't have age requirements either, so take it home to your kiddos and yeah. Okay. That's it. So you guys can go whenever you're ready and have fellowship and enjoy the rest of your day.